What's up, guys? In this video, I want to show you a top mistake that students make when factoring by grouping, as well as a tip, so therefore you can avoid making this mistake like your friends. Now, the one thing I always tell my students is whenever they see a polynomial with 4 terms and they have to go ahead and factor, to think about factoring by grouping. And all we're simply doing when we're factoring by grouping is we're just grouping the terms in like the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. And we want to make sure everything's arranged in our descending order, right? 4, 3, you can say now here's going to be 1 and then this would be 0. But again, it's in that descending order. They don't have to be exactly you don't have to be 4, 3, 2, 1. You just want to make sure that they're going in that direction though. Here's where the common mistake that happens with students. And a lot of times when students kind of get used to it, then they kind of know like, oh yeah, I just got to like go ahead and group my terms, right? And group these first 2 terms like this. And then they say like, I'll group it like that. And I say, no, that's incorrect. Because when you add parentheses right where you just added them, what you now created was a multiplication problem, right? You have this times that. So we don't want to do that, right? That you are now creating a problem that is now incorrect. You know, the next thing that students then think about is like, all right, well, then how about I put parentheses around here, but then why don't I do it on the other side of the negative? And I do it like this. Well, that's a problem too, because now you have this as a -1 that's being multiplied by the 27x and the -54. So that is also an incorrect way to be able to group this. So then how are we going to go ahead and group this correctly so we can factor by grouping? So what I like to tell students is whenever you have the 4 terms, right, you know you have to group the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. But when you notice that you have a negative in between the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms, what I want you to do is simply just do this simple rule. Just go ahead and change this. Instead of a subtraction, just change this to an addition problem. So we're going to add a -27. And again, remember, like that works, right? 5 minus 4 is the exact same thing as 5 plus a -4. So you can see that like I'm not changing anything up by this, but I am just making this again minus, instead of minus and 27x, it's now I add a 27x. The reason why this is so important is because now I can go ahead and group my first 2 terms, and I can group the last 2 terms. And since they're separated by addition, I'm actually not changing the operations. So when you separate them with subtraction, you got to subtract both those terms, right? But here, we're just separating this expression plus this other expression. Now we can go ahead and factor by grouping. So now we've kind of avoided the mistake by changing it from a subtraction problem to addition problem, right? That's kind of like the tip to be able to help you avoid that mistake. And now let's just go and factor out what we have in common. So in this case, you can see that they both share an x cubed, right? And again, when I say like they both share, what I mean is you can divide an x cubed into both of these evenly. So since they both share that x cubed, I can go ahead and divide it out and rewrite it as a product. Okay, so here's the one thing I want you to look into as far as on factoring, especially when you are, checking your work. Here's another like good tip to do. Like once you factor out the GCF, and typically a lot of times in math problems, like that first expression is going to be one of the easier ones to kind of factor out GCF. Not always, but a lot of times it is. So when I factor out my x cubed, right, basically what I did is I divided both these terms by x cubed. I wrote on the outside. And again, you can always check your work, right? Just multiply this back through. X cubed times x is x to the 4th. X cubed times -2 is a -2x cubed. Here's the one thing I want you to look at. This expression, if this is able to be factored by grouping, or you just want to make sure like what to look for, whatever I factor out of this needs to leave me with an x minus 2, right? So what I'm immediately looking at from here, I'm like, all right, if I have a -27x, right, and I want to get it to an x, what do I need to divide that out, right? Well, I'm going to have to divide out a -27. So I'm going to leave this plus here, right? And just so you guys can see it, so I'm going to factor out a -27. And by factoring out a -27, what that's going to leave me with is now an x, right? And again, you just multiply that through and you can see. Now, again, you don't really need to write the plus and minus. You could write the as subtraction. If you want to get a little festive, that's okay. And so now let's go and say, well, what about if I factor out a -27 from the -54? What is that going to leave me with? Now, again, that better leave me with a +2. As you can see that these are not the same, so you cannot factor them out. So then I got to go and take a look at my work, and I recognize that, hey, I actually wrote down the problem incorrectly. So let's go and fix that up. So now, hopefully you can see that, hey, these are exactly the same. That is what I am looking for, right? I'm looking for these 2 expressions to be exactly the same. Now that I know that these 2 expressions are exactly the same, I can factor them out. Just like I did with the x cubed, right? I divided both these terms by an x cubed. Well, what would happen if you go ahead and divide both of these terms by an x plus 2, right? Go ahead and divide an x plus 2. Well, the x plus 2s are going to divide out. That's just going to leave me with an x cubed plus a minus, or just x minus a 27. Okay, so now you can see that I went ahead and factored out this common term, right? So you can see that these are both exactly the same. So you can factor it out, rewrite it as multiplication. If you were to multiply this back through, you would go ahead and, x plus 2 times x cubed right here, x plus 2 times -27, you can see it's right there, right? Now, a lot of students would go ahead and just stop right here. But one thing I notice here is I have an x cubed minus 27. that screens me the difference of two cubes, right? Whenever you have a cube number subtracted by another cube number, right? X cubed is obviously cubed, and 27 hopefully recognizes a cube number. You can go ahead and apply the difference of two cubes. So the difference of two cubes kind of formula here is a cubed minus b cubed is going to be an a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. So what I want you to recognize here is I need to be able to figure out what my a and my b are, right? And the base you can see it's just going to be the cube root of your a cubed and your b cubed. So the cube root of x cubed is going to be x, and the cube root of a 27 is going to be a 3. So therefore, just by now following this rule, I can go ahead and rewrite this now in factored form. And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have factored completely this polynomial and avoided making our most common mistake. Now, if you weren't that impressed and you want to know exactly what you need to know just to factor by grouping, then go and check out the next video I have for you here.